Muskegon Channel. It's Andy O'Reilly, and today I am down at the LST 393. You can see it out behind us there. Beautiful, historic ship parked down at the Martdock property here in Muskegon, and it is time to visit with Chris Lefty Johnson once again. Rolling Thunder is getting ready for their big, huge D-Day experience down here once again. And what is this, 72, 3?
74.
74.
74th anniversary of the D-Day landings in Normandy, France.
That's crazy, and this ship was a part of it.
Yes.
It was a big part of it. We're going to get into that in a second, but first of all, we got to catch them up to speed. We do a show a year, so tell me a little bit about Rolling Thunder and what you guys are all about.
Rolling Thunder is a veterans group dedicated to the education of POW MIA issues. We've been doing a really good job here in Muskegon. We just had our, I can't think of the anniversary, but we just had our annual rally in DC. We ride from the Pentagon to the Wall as a demonstration to our government to bring all of our men and women home that have served and haven't made it home yet.
And there's still quite a few.
And we're still recovering them. We recovered, I think, 4 or 5 of them last month.
How about that?
And all Vietnam vets.
Unbelievable. Still in Vietnam.
We had one that was a 70-year vet that just came home too. So.
No kidding.
Yep.
So it's still an issue. It's still something everybody needs to be aware of, and you guys are doing what you can to promote the awareness.
Exactly.
Advocate for those still gone, and keep the word out there about them. But this thing is a big thing to you, this D-Day plus 74 this year. So you started at 72. I remember that because we just had the GoPro.
Well, we started at 71. We had
71?
missed the 70th anniversary.
Okay.
This will be our 4th year running it. We try and keep the plus 71 just to kind of commemorate the anniversary of the D-Day landings. Next year will be the 75th, and then after that we're just going to drop the number and just call it D-Day Plus, because we'll start to incorporate other eras of the military and the things that we've been involved with as a nation.
Sure. Talk about the event itself. It's coming up Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, okay.
We've included an extra day Friday, more of an education day. Come down, meet your reenactors without a million people standing around. You get a little bit of one-on-one FaceTime with your reenactors. We're talking about possibly doing a weapons demonstration. We'll have a demonstration of all the weapons used during World War II. We'll have a lot of different reenactors that have different uniforms on, from Navy to Army to paratroopers, Marines. We're going to try and expose everybody. There's a lot of miscommunication between schools and the education system on what happened during these wars.
It's scary stuff.
They only touch basis on it, and we're here to keep that history alive, because 400 World War II vets a day are disappearing.
That's unbelievable.
And that history is going away with them, so we're trying to keep as much of it alive as we can.
You know, I look back to that era, and you're right about the history and what you get taught and all that kind of stuff. My biggest exposure to all of it, I think, had to be Saving Private Ryan.
Yep.
That first 27 minutes. Had that gone on for another 2 minutes, I would have had to shut it off and say, I can't take any more.
And
it's just mayhem.
You got Saving Private Ryan and Band of Brothers and the Pacific. And the Pacific gives the Pacific aspect of it. The Japanese and all the islands and stuff we had to take care of, and the fact that we had 2 different campaigns going on at the same time, and trying to combat both sides, and try and be friendly to our allies at the same time, and help as many people as we could back then.
Crazy times. So Friday we're going to get a little up close and personal type thing.
Friday's up close and personal.
Saturday's the big day.
Saturday is our big day.
Talk about that.
We start at 10. We run till I believe it's 6. Opening ceremony's at 10 with a flyover from the hooligans, as always. We have a big old air raid battle on the ship at 2:30. If you guys see the planes flying around,
don't freak out.
The planes are going to dive bomb the ship. We're going to have Navy sailors on board protecting the ship, shooting at the planes, blank fire, of course. And then later in the afternoon, around 4:30, we're going to have a battle reenactment in the field off to our right. We're going to be taking on the Germans. The Americans and the British are going to be taking on a scout car and a few Germans that have crossed enemy lines.
Scary stuff, but it's essential to see.
Very essential.
You don't want history to repeat itself.
It's really, if you've seen it last year, we did a good job with it last year. I think we're going to do a little bit better this year. It just gives you a little window, a slice of the pie to see what it was like back then. And we do as best as we can to make that happen.
Scary stuff. Now talk about some of the other stuff too that goes on. You got all that stuff going on, but there's also some entertaining things and
we have a pinup contest is back this year. We're going to have most of our girls that were here last year and a couple new faces. And then also we're throwing in, while they're judging the pinup contest, we're going to have a 1940s fashion show.
Cool.
Including civilian, French, military. Kind of give you a look back at what we all wore back then, based on uniform, civilian clothing, and stuff like that, just to kind of give you a inside scoop on what's going on. Yep.
Yeah. Things for kids?
Kids tent. We have a sucker tree, little duck pond, stuff like that. In the past years, we've had the National Guard come out. They are on Michigan readiness this year, so they're doing their thing to protect us.
Sure.
So
good.
There's a few other things too, but
we'll link it all up.
We'll keep them a surprise for now.
Absolutely.
Just come on down.
It's going to be a great day, Friday and Saturday, right down here at the LST 393. Rolling Thunder's been putting this on for years. It is such a big day. It's a big event. It's going to be a big time down here, period. Because you got Girls on the Run, you've got your event, you've got everything happening. And you know what? For everybody that sat around and said Muskegon's never going to be a ha ha, we showed you. Come on down, be a part of D-Day Plus 74 at the LC Walker. It's across from the LC Walker Arena at Mart Dock. It's this Friday and Saturday. Chris, you guys are doing a great job as always. We appreciate you taking a couple of minutes to come by and talk about it. Make sure you're down here this weekend for D-Day Plus 74. All the links are right here on the Muskegon channel.